Eso es muy distinto, nunca se va a poder dar esa pelea.
Nada más se puede, pero si él viene para 168 tal vez.
Sí, pero no creo que lo haga.
Pues sí, lo importante es ganar, vernos bien. Estamos trabajando muy fuerte, creo que tenemos que ganar la pelea.
Or he feels it enough to be like, fuck this, I'm boxing. And goes on the bicycle and turns southpaw for the rest of the night. And I wouldn't blame him either. Fuck it, you're gonna go in there and collect a fucking paycheck at that point.
Right.
You're not gonna go get hurt.
Right.
What good is it to get fucking 20, 30 million if you are fucking hurt physically, end up in the hospital and hurt just physically, life-changing, you don't want that shit.
But you think Canelo could hurt him? What could be life-changing?
Sure, he's that big, bro. One punch could fucking knock him out bad enough to hurt his eye socket or detached retina. You never fucking know.
Right.
Things escalated very quickly. What was supposed to be a routine press event between Canelo Álvarez and Terence Crawford suddenly turned into one of the most heated exchanges ever. Surprisingly, it wasn't Canelo who set things off. It was his manager, Eddie Reynoso. Reynoso snapped and delivered a chilling warning to Crawford, "You'll regret what you've done." But this wasn't just empty trash talk. Reynoso's words carried weight because they weren't only about the fight. They were about Canelo's honor, his legacy, and his entire career. Even more surprising was Crawford's calm reaction. He didn't flinch, almost as if Reynoso had accidentally revealed that he already knew the strategy to beat Canelo.
Gonna beat me. Don't worry about it. He's not gonna beat me. Don't worry about it. I think this fight is gonna be in the books of the history of boxing for sure. That's for sure.
For sure, them belts coming with me. They coming home with me. I'm telling you right now.
You can see it, but it's gonna be difficult. You take it to your home.
I'm taking them. And ain't nothing you gonna be able to do about it come fight
and
night.
I know Turkey's in your corner,
I promise you.
But look, it's gonna be very difficult. He's gonna be so mad that day. Believe me.
I see you. I see you. You see I'm different.
I see you too.
You see I'm different than all the other ones.
No, I see you. No, you don't know different. You're nothing different.
I'm different.
Nothing different.
I'm different.
We'll see.
You gonna see.
We'll
you know
see.
it.
We'll see.
We gonna see.
And that's where things got even more intense. This wasn't just a war of words. It was a battle of perspectives. Like Canelo, Reynoso is determined to protect his reputation. On the other side, Crawford is relying on his sharp boxing IQ and ruthless mentality to close the gap in size and prove he can dominate.
He's a good fighter, but this is just different. You know,
great fighter.
You see what happens when a good fighter jump up and his opponent is great fighter. So you're gonna find out.
So that means you're a good fighter and Bivol is a great fighter. Is you a good fighter or a great fighter? Let me know.
I'm a great fighter.
So you got your ass whooped by a good fighter, right?
You're a good fighter.
Well, every time you stepped up, you lost. Great fighter.
I'm not.
There are mixed opinions about Crawford's power. Some believe his strength will shock Canelo, while others insist that at 168 pounds, size and strength always dominate. Meanwhile, many in the middle camp argue this fight is a true toss-up. Anything can happen. That unpredictability is exactly what makes the stakes so high.
People that say that Crawford can beat Canelo, no problem. I mean, I respect that, but I just think they're stupid. I mean, excuse my language. The size difference of a bigger man changes everything with one punch. And I can see the same thing. I mean, you saw Canelo Álvarez fighting Amir Khan. Now, look at this. Terence Crawford moved from 47 to 54 to fight Madrimov. What did he do to Madrimov? Nothing. Okay, Madrimov was a 54-pounder. Now, to move up to 168, that's 2 more divisions. Canelo Álvarez will take any punch from Crawford, but I don't think Crawford will take any punches from Canelo. Remember, Canelo got hit by Triple G, the heaviest hitter in that division. And Canelo took those shots like a champ. I don't think Crawford has anything to beat Canelo.
The storyline for what's being called the fight of the decade may have shifted dramatically after this press conference. Let's break it down. Crawford, calm and collected as always, leaned into the mic and delivered a bold statement. "I've studied him. I have the plan in my hands." I know how to beat him, and I've already done it. The crowd buzzed immediately.
Speed over Canelo. I got the reach over him. He might got the size, the power. I got the better skills, boxing skills.
Would it be more of a cat and mouse? The reality is Canelo does put people out. From Kirkland to Amir Khan to just...
Don't
obviously,
I'm just saying, man.
No, but he's not Kovalev.
Kovalev was older. He does.
Billy Joe.
Don't get me wrong. He does have a lot of power, but all those guys that you name is not as skillful as me. I'm sorry. No disrespect to none of those fighters. The skill level is not there.
So how do you see a fight with Canelo?
Tough fight. Canelo is a great fighter. Like, I always had respect for Canelo, but I just believe in my skills. The fact that people doubt me, it just fueled me even more. Try to get the fight even more. And I'm watching him, I'm like, man, I can beat this dude. I've been fighting people bigger than me all my life, and I always came out on top. You gonna get hit. It's a fight. He gonna get hit too. It'll be good.
Crawford spoke with complete confidence, his tone steady as reporters leaned in and the crowd murmured. But then Eddie Reynoso slammed his hand on the table and fired back. Do you think this is easy? Canelo is not one of those welterweights you beat. He's the king at 168. You'll regret stepping into this ring. You'll be sorry you thought you could just walk in here and embarrass him. Within minutes, the headlines were already being written.
Undisputed at 154, and Canelo hit him, and Jamel was like, hell no, Jamel took a knee. You know, so it's a big difference. And Crawford had that one fight at 154, and he didn't, Madrimov would touch him up a little bit. And this is nowhere close to Madrimov. You talk about Canelo. Now, if it was just another bigger guy, I would go with Crawford. But you talk about this might be, people might kill me for it, but well, not really, but this might be the best Mexican fighter ever. One of them, at least, right? You talk about Canelo and Crawford going up against him. So the only thing they have, but I would say the only thing he has going for him is he's a skillful fighter, and Canelo is older, but so is Crawford too. I think Crawford is 37, 38, something like that. Canelo's 36, so they both are older right now. But man, I don't personally see it. A lot of people see that Crawford can beat Canelo. It's just like that punch resistance is something else. They make weight classes for a reason. If he could beat him, man, I think he on the Mount Rushmore of fighters if Crawford can pull this off. But I don't see it.
So what pushed Reynoso over the edge? Simple. This fight is about more than just business for him. It's personal, and it feels dangerously close to home.
Reynoso to his son and current head trainer Eddie. This collaboration transcends more typical trainer-boxer bonds. They're family.
Me conoce desde que tengo 13 años. Como un hermano, la verdad es que es como familia para mí. Pues prácticamente llegué al gimnasio sabiendo muy poco y Eddie me hizo todo lo que soy. Y Eddie sabe lo que puedo hacer. Me manda a hacer lo que sé hacer y sabe que si me manda a hacer algo lo voy a hacer perfectamente. A lo mejor no en ese rato, pero ya lo traigo en la cabeza y en el momento que lo necesite lo voy a hacer. Tengo un equipo muy bueno y me mantienen tranquilo. Hemos tenido muchos campamentos, hemos estado mucho tiempo juntos. Prácticamente la he pasado más tiempo con ellos que con mi familia quizá.
Reynoso and Canelo have been together since Canelo was a teenager. He's watched him rise from a promising Mexican prospect to one of the biggest global superstars in sports. That's why every insult, every doubt, and every claim from Crawford that he can beat Canelo feels like a personal attack on Reynoso as well.
Eddie de Munguía, pues obviamente con Munguía estamos al 100%, ¿no? Él lo sabe. Solamente él sabe lo que pasó. No, al final de cuentas sabe lo que pasó. Obviamente la gente le tira a Eddie que porque Eddie no le lleva su suplementación, Eddie no le lleva sus cosas de lo que tiene que comer, ni mucho menos para que entiendan. Eddie nomás lo entrena y punto. ¿Cuál fue hace tiempo yo le dije a Eddie, tú tienes, el día que vayas a agarrar un peleador, ¿qué es lo que tienes que hacer? Agarrarlo desde todo. Tú tienes que darle de comer, suplementación y todo. ¿Para qué? Para que no te pasen esas cosas, porque ya han pasado. Y lo que sí tengan bien claro es que nosotros creemos en Munguía, que seguramente lo va a aclarar pronto. Y lo que quiero que tengan bien claro es que Eddie Reynoso no le da su suplementación. Eddie Reynoso nomás se dedica a entrenar. Párale de contar.
It's important to remember that boxing trainers aren't just cornermen. They're mentors, protectors, sometimes even father figures. So when Crawford declared he already knew how to beat Canelo, Reynoso didn't just hear, "I can beat your fighter." He heard, "I can destroy everything you've built." No wonder Reynoso snapped. But here's the real question. Was his outburst just raw anger, or was it calculated? After all, press conferences are part of the fight game.
He's able to be aggressive, not be affected by Bud's punches, and just keep, attacking and imposing that will on him. And then Bud being a dog that he is, and, just saying, "You know what, I'm gonna go, I'm letting loose." I think that can change the effect on Bud, and I think that will be the way that Álvarez can win that fight.
Yeah, good. Yeah, so what do you think? Obviously, if Bud remains slick, what outside of that could cause Canelo to...
Canelo is famous for staying calm under pressure, and Crawford has the same reputation. But when Reynoso stepped in, everything changed. Suddenly, it wasn't just fighter versus fighter. It became teacher versus challenger, with mind games being played at the highest level.
I'll tell you what I think should be gone. The notion that Terence Bud Crawford should move up 3 weight classes, 21 pounds, to fight Canelo Álvarez. He's entirely too small. Jermell Charlo already proved that. Y'all remember that scene from Rocky? Remember that scene from Rocky 2? When Carl Weathers was Apollo Creed and his trainer was like, "Can I be honest? I saw you beat this man within an inch of his life." And he kept coming. He wouldn't go away. He's wrong for us, baby. He's wrong. Let it go. Apollo couldn't do it and lost fight number 2. Trained him for fight Rocky 3 and then got killed in Rocky 4 by Drago because he couldn't let it go. Bud Crawford needs to let it go. Too small.
When Reynoso warned Crawford, "You'll regret this," it wasn't just trash talk. It was psychological warfare meant to plant doubt, to remind Crawford that this isn't Errol Spence, and it's not Sean Porter either. At 168 pounds, Canelo Álvarez is a tank. But here's the twist. Crawford didn't flinch. He didn't argue. He just smiled, leaned back, and nodded. And anyone who knows Bud knows that smile means one thing. He's already 10 steps ahead. Reynoso's warning also exposed the elephant in the room. This fight won't take place at welterweight or even junior middleweight. It's happening at 168, super middleweight, Canelo's territory, where he's reigned supreme for years.
Expectations for what the next couple months are going to hold for both guys?
This is going to be super interesting for Canelo especially. Everyone's focusing on Terence Crawford because he's a smaller guy. How much weight is he going to put on, et cetera, et cetera. No rehydration clause in this fight. Meaning, like when Floyd Mayweather fought Canelo Álvarez, because Canelo's the bigger guy, he put a rehydration clause in, because Floyd was the money guy. If Canelo wanted the payday, he had to acquiesce and give Floyd what he wanted. Canelo's the money guy. Terence Crawford can't go in there and say, "Hey, I want a rehydration clause." Not that he even would, right? So everyone's looking at Crawford. How big is he going to be? But I'm looking at Canelo. What Canelo comes into this fight? The older Canelo, meaning the younger Canelo, the older guy, the old, long time ago Canelo, who was a really well-rounded counterpuncher, who could do everything, or this more recent Canelo, who just hunts guys down and has become more one-dimensional.
Canelo doesn't just make weight at 168. He thrives there. On fight night, he rehydrates back up to around 178 or even 180 pounds, which means by the time he steps through the ropes, he's practically a light heavyweight. Broad shoulders, legs like tree trunks, a thick neck, Canelo is built like a tank, designed to break opponents down piece by piece.
Dr. News. Hold on to your gloves. Fight fans. The boxing world is buzzing about the upcoming Canelo versus Crawford showdown. Trainer Bob Santos is placing his bets on Canelo Álvarez, and here's why. It's all about size and power, folks. Canelo's been crushing it at super middleweight, while Crawford's making a massive leap up. Santos thinks Canelo's experience at 168 pounds will be too much for Crawford to handle. But don't count Crawford out just yet. He's undefeated for a reason. Will Canelo's strength prevail, or can Crawford's skills overcome the size difference? This fight's got everyone talking, and it's anyone's game. Who are you rooting for in this epic clash? Drop your predictions in the comments.
Crawford, on the other hand, is built very differently. He's a natural welterweight who worked his way up, winning world titles at 140 and then dominating at 147. On fight night, he might weigh in the mid-150s, but he's still at least 15 to 20 pounds lighter than Canelo. And those pounds aren't just numbers on a scale. They translate into power behind every jab, every hook, and every punishing body shot. That's why Reynoso locked eyes with Crawford so seriously at the press conference. He wasn't just talking, he was reminding him, this isn't Sean Porter. This isn't Errol Spence. This is Canelo, the man who folded big middleweights and went toe-to-toe with light heavyweights like Sergey Kavala and Dmitry Bivol.
Crawford coming up September. What do you think about that fight?
Canelo Crawford. Good fight. Good fight. Canelo has advantage because Crawford moving up, but my advice to Crawford is like maintain the speed, improve the speed, and improve the strength. Because it's hard to go up in the high weight and maintain your speed. So speed is the key. Like he should focus on speed, footwork, and improve the power.
There's more to this fight than just Canelo's power. It's about whether Crawford's own power will hold up. Yes, he's dominated elite welterweights, but can his punches really make an impact on a man who's taken shots from 175-pounders and kept coming forward? Reynoso wants that exact question planted in everyone's mind. By putting size at the center of the conversation, he's trying to create doubt before the first bell even rings. And yet, despite the odds, Crawford enters as the crowd favorite, which makes the situation even more unsettling for Reynoso. That's the part many people overlook. This isn't just Canelo's fight, it's also Reynoso's. Trainers don't throw punches, but they carry their fighter's name and reputation on their shoulders. Think Pacquiao and Freddie Roach, Tyson and Cubs D'Amato, and Ali and Angelo Dundee. Reynoso's legacy has been built alongside Canelo's. If Crawford embarrasses Canelo, Reynoso takes that hit too. That's why he confronted Bud so fiercely in public. It wasn't only Canelo's fight, it was his fight as well. And the boxing world took notice immediately. Fernando Vargas backed Crawford, saying his strength is on another level. But Reynoso stood firm, warning that once the bell rings, Crawford will be facing a completely different beast.
No, that's 2 more weight classes. Like, once he gets touched by Canelo, it's going to be different.
I am concerned about him absorbing a Canelo punch, especially through the course of 12 rounds. We do know this about Canelo. He's going to slow down, you know, so I think if anything, Canelo would try to start fast and bang on him and break him down before he gets later, and he's still got that kind of steam. But, you know, there's so many components that make a champion. There's so many components that make a great, a legend. It's just so much to go into. It's a conversation that lasts an hour easily when we talk about all of the components that Terence Crawford has, all of the components that Canelo has, and how we find how they even out and who trumps one another, you know what I mean? We tried to do that with Errol Spence and Terence Crawford, and we see how that panned out, you know what I mean? So
reactions poured in. Antonio Tarver sided with Reynoso, saying caution is necessary, while Andre Ward saw things differently. He argued that Reynoso's outburst wasn't weakness but the natural stress that trainers carry before a massive fight. Crawford, however, won't be shaken. As Sean Porter put it bluntly, both Canelo and Crawford are killers.
Knock him out to beat him. You know, he's never been knocked out before, but he lost fights before. You know, so everybody, you know, that's coming in thinking that I need a knockout to beat Canelo Álvarez is wrong. And that's not the approach that, you know, we take in this fight. If the knockout comes, then it comes. But we're not going in there to knock him out. We're not looking for the knockout.
Terence, you have said if you win, you feel you're on the Mount Rushmore.
I didn't say if I win.
Okay.
Said when I win.
When you win. Well, with that, you know, what is Terence Crawford's legacy with a win over Canelo?
Listen, I already said it. I'm on that.
So once again, the boxing world is divided. The real question is, does anything inside the ring actually change because of this? For Canelo, knowing his trainer has his back and is willing to go to war for him might give him a mental edge before the fight even begins. For Crawford, it's the opposite. He feeds off doubt. The more people tell him he can't do something, the more dangerous he becomes. And he's already said it over and over. He knows how to beat Canelo. He doesn't need a knockout. Just like Bicol and Mayweather showed before him, Crawford believes all it takes is 12 controlled rounds. Reynoso's words won't shake that confidence. That's what makes this fight so compelling. Even after the fireworks of the press conference, opinions remain split. Some lean toward Canelo's size, others believe in Crawford's boxing IQ, and a big group sits right in the middle, calling this a true 50-50th fight.
And my brother, Terence Crawford, wants to fight Canelo. Yeah. Just from your expert opinion, knowing how Canelo fights, what he's like in the ring, I know you haven't been in the ring with Terence, but what do you think of that fight?
I truly believe, that, anything can happen in boxing, you know what I'm saying? And Terence Crawford is a legend. He's great. He's a great fighter. The only thing I see that I favor Canelo is that is his weight. Yeah. And that he's more bigger. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing. But as far as skill set wise, IQ, I feel like Crawford can match anybody and probably do way better. You know what I'm saying? But Crawford is a legend, bro. Yeah. And like I said, you can't.
Fighters like Edgar Bawanga have made it clear, anything is possible here. Canelo may be stronger, but Crawford has a freakishly high ring IQ. That's why moments like Reynoso's outburst are so important. In a fight this close, even the smallest piece of psychological warfare could end up making the difference.
Jamal did give Crawford problems. I favor Canelo, not by a lot, but I do favor him. I just think that, I think the skull fight was just a bad style. And I think Canelo was like, why force the issue? You know what I mean? I'm up, this guy's running, I'm not gonna take a chance. So I think that it was that kind of fight for Canelo. But Marjamal did give Crawford problems, you know what I'm saying? And where I felt like, damn, at 54, he gave you problems. 68 is different.
So now the question is yours. Was Reynoso right? Has Crawford underestimated just how dangerous it will be to face a bigger, stronger Canelo at 168? Or was Bud's calm smile the real answer? Proof that he's already steps ahead and ready to shock the world? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more fight news. See you in the next one.